Oy vey. So are we gonna have us on the screen here also?
Because I'm gonna set the whatever it is. So leave. Did you already start it?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Sorry that I'm always missing you.
It's all good.
Yeah, I can never figure out where we actually see it. Maybe click home. Sometimes it.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. I started a mosh pit.
What the hell?
Okay, cool.
Nice. Trinity's getting that faux show.
Nice. Okay. So we have this showing up here, and with our chat also on the side.
Dan, look at that.
That's pretty good.
And then look at his homies. Oh snap! The golden retrievers in the mix.
And the bears too. Alright, let's get there.
Are you sharing my page yet?
No, I'm gonna share it now.
Patsy. Jewish hardstyle.
You have the chat go up and running?
The chat is up over here.
Okay.
That's the one. What tool is posting that old garbage?
I don't know. I think it's this this ginger tool. I'm not a huge fan of them, but yeah, they're getting set. Joe says hey.
What's up, Joe?
Okay, so
Jews go hard.
I've been learning about the Russian Jewish mafia.
it's a good topic to research a little
That's a
bit.
nice buzzard.
What have you learned so far, Paul?
Fucking crazy. I did not want to fuck with the Russian Jews.
Oh.
Kill you.
Is that our fan just running nonstop on that computer?
Yeah.
It's going insane. Is Photoshop or anything open on it that we can close?
Rip Andre. Andre! Why? Why did you die? Damn it, Andre. Pew, 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 pew. Oh man, I just
Wow.
startled you.
How's the stream looking on that laptop?
It
Looks
is-
like we're locked down, like totally frozen.
Really?
But I don't know. I think it was paused. Let me see if I can go live here. It looks okay. Looks like we're locked down. I better turn.
Good?
But I don't know.
No.
I think it was paused. Let me see if I can go live here. It looks
It's...
okay.
The audio's coming before the video.
No, it's okay.
The picture-in-picture is good.
Mute that.
No, look, the audio's coming before the video.
Say something.
Hello. The audio's coming before the video.
We're gonna have a bad.
Audio's good.
I think our audio is okay, actually. I think you were hearing feedback audio.
Okay.
Ask Joe how it's looking.
Joe, how's the audio and the video?
If he's even watching it. We got 4 watching. Hey, somebody comment and let us know how our audio is. Okay. So we do have our comments there.
Joe said it's soon.
Sweet. Pump with your other hand so they can see the rib pump that you're stroking. There you go. Man, we're gonna have some heavy duty pump wear right
You get
there.
the shake weight to learn how to do this the right way.
You just had a rollout.
Yeah, what is this iPhone 5?
That's the SE.
Oh, okay.
iPhone SE.
I
It's the same as the 5. Chat has a delay. Thanks, Joe.
How do I drag this shit over? That didn't work.
Okay, do you want me to... I guess I should have just tagged you guys in this. Did you already post it on yours, Benji?
No.
Okay, well, I guess we can if you want to. What's our resources used in OBS, Paul?
CPU 34%.
Seems okay, right? What's, you know, so...
Did you share that thing so I could do it on my Facebook and then I'll turn it off and I'll give you much.
I did. I posted it on my page, and actually on my yeah, we got it. Do you have a battery in this, Benji?
No. If you have one, we can try it out.
I've never actually used one of these.
I'm gonna end up just launching this at your computer.
Please don't. Alright, I'm gonna bring up our chat window here. Welcome to our chat archived. There's batteries right there if you want to plug one in.
Yes, Paul is live streaming from Korea.
Oh, Korea #1!
That's pretty
I've
good.
never heard you actually sound Korean.
Okay, so let's see, what is it? I do have to have this window open.
Korea #9. You did.
Ron O'Brien, Korea #1!
Oh, Connor was right in that. That's hilarious. Now dance in Korea.
Oh shit, here's the paintball.
Now I just gotta figure out how to pump it.
Here's the paintball.
Dude, I had that in my ass before.
Smells good.
We're having like a bad feedback loop, but we should be okay now. I hope.
Main screen is cutting off my arm when I go under the Korea stream. That's fine.
Yeah.
Let's see how this works. Oh, I see.
That is because Korea #1!
Which Korea? There's 2 Koreas. I know which one.
Both Korea.
The one that doesn't poison its adversaries. Sorry, forgot my proper safety. What up, homie? So since Dan is still looking at porn,
Pure trying to get to sleep. Are we still streaming?
yeah,
I guess so.
even got 10 people on.
Stream froze.
It did freeze. Nice.
Pew pew pew.
It's back up now.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know how I accidentally almost put the computer to sleep there.
Hey Connor, is the sound still in sync?
It's buffering. He wants to see that
Are you getting
Jorge.
the chat from the actual YouTube?
Yeah.
So pause the video.
Oh. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Nice. I had it on the lowest possible settings, but
Just pause it.
it's a good idea.
I like that. It's too small for us to see, but
Okay, I'll make it a little bit bigger.
I mean, you're gonna have to make it so much bigger for us to see that with the screen and screen. The hipster looking Ollie Lang homie had to go, what, help some buddies move, aka he's at Goodwill shopping for antiques.
Probably.
He'll be back. We miss him also.
R.I.P. Andre.
R.I.P. 2 shots for my homies.
Andre looks like Johnny Depp, not Ollie Lang.
He looks like Ollie Depp. I mean, Ollie Depp. Ollie Lang with his stash. His dirt stash.
His nose is getting his paintball. My nose is getting his paintball soft.
The thing. Learning on PBD and A today. How shoving a paintball into your nose affects its composition. Paul? He ate it! No!
It might be a little bit better, although we need to put this web cam behind, or window capture behind that. There we go. That might be okay. What do you think? Can you see that?
They call me the Reaper.
Nah, dog.
I'm Batman.
Yeah, well, we don't need to read it. That's just in the future for reference. We can read this.
Okie dokie.
All right, cool.
So everyone on Facebook is seeing just the YouTube screen, so they can see the YouTube comments.
I
Hopefully.
hope so.
Okay.
There's like way too much going on.
So let's get started.
My brain can't even process
Start us
it. I don't
off,
think.
Dan.
Let's see what's going on.
You know what? Aunt Linda's not here, so she doesn't get a say.
Somebody talking shit about Aunt Linda.
Come at me, Linda. Connor's talking shit. I'm talking about how she does some tips for me. You know what?
I mean, that's
I am the
right
Red
now.
Knight.
What do you think? Pretty badass.
I think it looks great.
Without that thing, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you know what? Can we have a second picture-in-picture if we interview people?
Eventually, not today though.
So since we're only doing on YouTube, Restream has it, so we don't get this white box. It's just text. we'll do that next time.
You'll have to explain that to me when it happens, because I'm a little bit
Well, let's
too
talk
confused.
some paintball.
Okay, so we are back, PBDA episode 3, and we are hoping that all of our equipment's working properly. Probably it will stop at any moment. But yeah, our picture quality looks good. We're hoping that our sound quality is looking good. If anybody wants to talk some shit on our sound, feel free. Let us know at any point. And Andre can't be here because I'm pretty sure he had to try to wipe the inside of his own butthole with.
He has a mustache waxing appointment.
Yeah.
You don't just look like a hipster Johnny Depp Ollie Ling menage a trois without putting some serious effort into it.
So yeah, he's got that going on. It's cool. We don't need him, but if he comes back, that would be nice. So we definitely need him.
Cool.
What's our theme today? Do we have a theme?
Andre's dead.
Andre's dead, and I guess it's pistol.
Pistol theme.
Pistols are our theme. So what's your favorite pistol, Benji, that you've ever used?
That I've ever used,
Yeah.
ever had.
Not necessarily owned, but that you've played with.
I've gotta say, just the 707. I know I always go back to it, but the 707 feels so weighty in my hand. It's just always dead center. Anything with a K-frame is fun also.
Yeah, K-frames are okay. I just feel like they're so, like they just kind of elongate the whole pistol so much. It's just like such a massive pistol grip because I mean it's a giant block of aluminum. What about you, Paul?
Favorite I actually don't even know anything about pistols.
Oh, you need to step up your pistol game, I guess.
The first pistol that I've ever seen was the, I don't even know what it's called. Maybe Benji knows. It came out in like 2000-ish.
The PT Extreme, I'm going to guess, because
Maybe.
I remember wanting to do PT
Or
Extreme.
Delta 68.
Yeah, Delta 68s were a little bit later, though. Can't watch from phone. Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Sorry,
Why
Shogun.
not?
You need to get a
I don't
computer.
think that's our
Yeah.
shit. I also like when you just have a standard PGP with an L stock on it, because I do tend to need something in my shoulder. I'm not.
That
great
takes
just
away
with
from the whole
pistols.
point of using a pistol, though, if you have to have it stocked and shouldered. I mean, the whole fun thing about using a pistol is just being tight with it and, you know.
I just have no aim. Like, I gotta sight down my shoulder, look down the barrel.
I would say my favorite two pistols would be the Redux, because I was using my Redux for a long time. I haven't used it lately, but I love using the Redux, and then also just a Nelspot 007. There's just something great about like a big old hunk of steel Nelspot 007, and with your pump handle, and there's just something about pumping it back and just catching your sear and pulling it forward and releasing
With
it.
the Redux, I'd just be worried about scratching it.
I mean, mine's
Any of those ducks.
Mine's pretty beat up. It's beat to shit, but
Yeah, I do tend to like the T8s and the semi-automatic pistols, but I feel like there's a lot of user error that goes on that affects it a lot.
a user error with the T8s, how so?
Yeah, I mean, either just using too brittle paint or, I don't know, loading it incorrectly. You get one break in there, and it's a pain in the ass.
I mean, that's kind of the case with most pistols, though. I guess a PGP would actually be an exception because you can actually quick
Yeah,
strip
there's no
the whole...
mechanism, yeah.
Well, I mean, with a PGP, if you have your quick strip notch cut, you can just pull your bolt out and swab straight through. Unlike a Nelson 007 or a Redux, you can't do that as easily. On the T8s, one of the things that kind of drives me crazy with those is that you have to load your 12 gram into your clip. That was for
Right.
the original T8, and we had a pair of those, and my brother loved using those, but I was just never really into them. It's just like overly complicated. But I've always wanted to try the Tipex pistols. Have you used those?
I have. It works a little bit better than the T8, but the one I wish had a 68 was just the Crossman 3357. I would love to use just two revolvers and be able to have clips to just fit into that revolver and just...
I mean, that's
That'd be awesome.
What is it? The DRV, the Dookie revolver. That's 68 caliber. but
Yeah.
they're so large. How many does the revolver mechanism hold on those? Is it like 6 or 8?
I think it's 8 on the Dookie.
I mean, it's like.
But it's a
like
huge
this,
gun.
right?
Yeah.
Have you seen those, Paul?
No, I haven't.
So it's a badass pistol, but it's gigantic. It reminds me of like a Freedom Arms.
I also, every time
pistol.
anyone like talked about trading me one, they always had to tell me the things I would need to do to keep it shooting right, and it's like I just wanted shooting right out of the box.
But it looks badass, and I mean your thing is mainly just posing with paint guns, so I say you should definitely pick one up. Just pose it. I mean, you could do your Instagram pictures like, yeah, who you gonna mess with? No? Yeah. I've always wanted one. They're pretty expensive though. They're like what? Like $600 or more?
5 to 7.
Yeah.
5 if it's not really working all that great. 7 if it's perfect. All right, what is your favorite Anno, Stock Splash, Acid, Fade, Dust? Splash. Love Splash Annos.
Huh?
I just like black, and then also I like a clear hard Anno, which turns out green. Those are my 2
So
favorites.
you like it black and you like it hard.
Exactly, and green sometimes.
Okay, and green sometimes.
Yeah.
Mine's just sponge Anno.
Sponge.
Yeah, I like the splashes because I started with auto mags, and all of the really nice early mags had splash on them. So
I mean, some of them were black. Most of them are just black.
all of them were hard though.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much every piece on an auto mag is hard. So.
I gotta say I don't like hard Anno.
No?
I feel like I end up getting scratches so much quicker, or it just shows
on
up.
hard Anno. We're frozen up. Hopefully it's just our connection here.
Come on, connection.
Yeah, it looks like we're still going
There we
okay.
go.
Bell sales?
Yeah, Bell Sales had some nice splashes going on. I do like. I mean, I like dust more than I like gloss normally, but it's just whatever doesn't get scratched as easily. I know a lot of the CCM guns with dust annos for me just tend to scratch like that.
The
Thanks.
worst Anno that was like chrome was Angels WDP guns. Those things scratch like a mofo, man.
The actual
Instantly, dude.
the actual anodizing would scratch instantly on
Well,
them.
the chroming, whatever chroming process they use, like literally you would have scratches. I had a chrome angel and it would scratch any angels that were like gloss or chrome. It would just get beat to crap.
Really?
WDP worst Anno. They used the worst Anno ever.
I don't know who did their anodizing.
Probably someone in Europe. 'Cause
I'm not sure.
But I mean, chroming, like to actual chrome something, that's not actually an anodizing process. That's like a different process, right?
They did have
Yes.
the Bruce Lee one. Just saying the Angels, they had that Bruce Lee anode. Was it an A1?
But that's like a mask ano, right?
Yeah.
Did you see those new, are they LV ones that are made for Infamous?
yeah, those look awesome.
Yeah, those are pretty
look
sweet.
really good. The new, yeah.
Yeah. Are they, those are the LVRs, right?
I'm not sure.
I think they're LVRs.
Yeah.
But they definitely look better than the new Vanquishes. Which is like, hey, you know how you had a Vanquish? Want it to be harder to clean? Yeah, I want that. Well, buy a new Vanquish.
I don't know enough about Vanquishes or LVRs. All I know is that the LV ones that you guys have are pretty sweet.
graphic overlay by Skin Deep Anno. Who's that?
Oh, that's for the LVRs, right? I think so.
Yeah. So he's saying some new 1.1s and
Gotcha.
R's.
For Infamous.
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense for them
Yeah.
to make. I mean, they're pro
So
team to shoot.
Have you
LV.
shot the R yet?
What?
Have you
No,
shot?
no. All it is, I think it's the same thing as LV1. It just has carbon fiber parts on it, right?
I know it's got a lightened body. It's got some adjustments, but
I mean, that
I'd
body's
be
already
worried.
so thin and
I know.
light.
I'd be worried if you're taking out more weight that it's gonna start having some kick.
Huh.
I mean, of course, everyone likes Auroras and oil slicks, but there's such a hard process to do that. You know, it's really rare to get
Yeah,
Aurora.
I know one of my buddies does 1 or 2 Auroras a year, and that's it.
I would be too afraid to play. I mean, I'm too afraid to play with anything other than just black or hard. So.
If you've got something black and hard that you think Dan will like, just send him some pictures of it, and he'll tell you if it's good or not. He might
Benji-
even make you an offer.
Benji Silverstein at hotmail.com. That's my email. Go ahead and
BacciPaintball.com,
send it.
anything hard and black, send pictures there. Yeah, if you're gonna get your stuff anodized, just get someone that's reliable and that you trust. Because I had like 5 or 6 guns done years ago, and the guy wanted to charge me in the thousands when he said it would be the hundreds, and he kept my stuff hostage. And he ended up ruining one of the guns by leaving it in the bath too long, and it ended up just like, I aired it up, and I mean, it shot all 200 balls in like 10 seconds, and paint was coming out of the eye covers,
Was
the
that
grips.
your Punisher Matrix?
That was a PM6, yeah.
Scumbag.
It was pretty bad. I ended up giving him a gun and threatening to sue him, and we got all the guns back. But yeah, that was shit. But there's a bunch of good guys doing anno out there now. Or if you want it laser engraved.
What's your favorite anno company or anno artist right now?
In the past, it was A+ anodizing.
Right now.
I mean,
I have one already on.
Contract Killer does some pretty sick engravings. I've had a couple, and they're just like the best done. Even though I have had one that was hand engraved by someone else, which was just a sick design. As for anodes, I haven't really gotten too many anode myself. I beat them up too much to spend money on ammos.
FX anodizing, Mario.
FX is solid.
Matoka or something like
I don't
that.
know his last name, but Tim's buddies with him.
He's awesome.
Paintball.com. He likes to hang out with him. But I mean, I hang out with Tim too, so it's not saying much, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really sent anything out for anodizing. Paul's had a couple things anodized, not you, but Paul Schreck, just black for me, like small parts, and I think that's done by Technical. He has all his stuff done by Technical.
Who does niches anodizing?
Technical.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Technical then is awesome because some of the new niche guns have just amazing anodizing schemes.
Technical would be doing like I guess like some of the basic and some of the fancy ones, but they're also sending them out to like Pooty. I know the one that Russell had, I think, was done by Pooty, or it could have been the one that Mitch Gaynor had was done by Pooty. That one is Pooty, I think, because it was like the Pooty element.
So that one is really, really nice.
Yeah, that one's super nice.
Yeah, FX has always been good. Always a bit out of my price range, but they are awesome. But I liked A+ anodizing back in the day because they also did custom mill jobs on just about any gun. So I had a DM5 that weighed less than 2 pounds.
Whoa.
It's like poured out.
What's the stock weight of a DM5?
If I had to guess, 2.5 pounds? 2.6 maybe? Anyone ever bake a gun? Yes. Have baked a gun, and it just came out super brown. It was just a body though.
Huh? It didn't get black and hard.
No, it turns brown, like shit brown.
It's like earthy, right?
But I remember
Earth
people were
tones.
going like, don't anodize your gun, just bake it. And like some kids like baked it with the O-rings inside, and it just like melted all inside.
That's pretty good.
Do you prefer anodizing or laser engraving?
Do I prefer it?
I prefer
For like the overall finish effect.
I would say,
laser's cheaper, right?
yeah, laser's much more affordable. You know, $100 gets you a pretty good engraving job. If you're going from raw, then I would say anodize it. If you already have an anode gun, engrave. But you know, some people just really want a specific anodizing job. I know a lot of the guys on MCB, you know, send them out and have pretty intense designs. Frankensteins.
There are a lot of private label markers, like if you look at Critical Paintball, they have some private label markers, so there are stores out there still making their own custom guns, believe it or not.
Yeah,
But
I know.
But like back in the days, they had like tons, you know, they had like Murder Inc. Who else was there?
Some of them are coming back. You know, Twister.
Twist, yeah, from Boston
Are
Paintball.
still doing a bunch of stuff. I think that now that Bob Long has kind of taken himself out of running that business and just got back to designs, I think you're going to see a lot more better designed Bob Long guns. Hopefully he brings it back to, you know, as nice as the old A-bombs and Ironmans were, because
Those are dope.
the designs on those were, I mean, I would buy the gun just to have on my wall. Just really nice looking guns.
PK Anodizing is who did most of the like 90s really fancy finishes, and a lot of the splashes and I guess acid washes that they did are, I mean, they were just so fancy. They're pretty hard to replicate today, but I know that a lot of them, they become very desirable now. I have a couple. And some of the like camo splashes that I have on Carter guns are insane. Jeff, that's where you had your SFL done, right? Is it Caustic? That one was pretty badass. Did you see that, Jeff's?
Jurassic Goo?
Yeah, Jurassic Goo.
Yeah, that thing is gorgeous.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing.
You should sell me that, Jeff.
What's the acronym for GOAT?
Greatest of all time.
Greatest of all time. And then, but I mean, I really just like a very simple anodizing with like a very like small amount of like lasering on it. I want to get Bocci Bad Boys lasered on some of my guns right now. I think that'll be pretty awesome.
You know, I like the flat finishes of Palmer's guns a lot. Just the gunmetal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, those
like
things take a lot of abuse. Yeah.
Yeah, it starts to stain, but you can use.
Gotta keep it clean.
Yeah, well, there's also like they're like cleaning pads for nickel, and it will actually take some of that residue out of the nickel and it'll clean it up. I need to do that on the frame on my Super Stalker. It's getting really stained up. And it holds up really well on brass, and on aluminum it holds up okay. The Super Stalker that I have it's been holding up for, I mean, I've been playing with that thing since probably like 2006 or 7, I would think, and there's no chipping or flaking on the nickel plating yet. So.
And I mean, on the nickel plating on some other guns, you'll see so much pitting now, especially on the old Cocker stuff. Cap stuff, for me specifically, seems to stand out as always pitting.
Yep.
Cap stuff.
All of my cap guns pitted.
Yeah, my Flame has a little bit of pitting.
Yeah, the Flame I sold him a while ago had a bunch of pitting on the frame, some on the body.
Just swap the frame out.
But I mean, that's not nickel, that's chrome.
That was chrome.
Yeah.
But it seemed like the cap stuff specifically, be it chrome or nickel or whatever,
I mean,
just bad finish.
It's just all chrome on aluminum. What are some companies that made chrome that you've seen that has held up really well? I don't know why it was so hard for me to say that. My words are just getting all.
Let's see.
Smoke too much burritos.
Yeah.
I mean,
too much burrito.
Palmer's.
Yeah, but I mean, that's nickel. So their nickel holds up well. But like, what's some chrome? I think it's pretty much universal that chrome is not going to hold up well over time when it's exposed to oil and other elements.
Because isn't chrome like, isn't it kind of like a acid process? Like they kind of bake it through the acid and
I don't know.
Strip all the fucking paint off of it.
I don't know. Maybe we should change the subject because I feel like we're just talking about things that we have no idea about. But that's most things.
How do we fix the economy?
Yeah, we can talk about that for a while, but we won't get anywhere. I think we'll get even less done than talking about chrome.
All right.
And anodizing processes.
So then let's move on to our first strikes fair play.
First strikes?
I want to get to that.
Yeah, you really...
What do you think, Dan? What's your input on first strikes?
I mean, I've been shot in the head with them a couple times, and it does hurt a little bit more. I haven't been shot at close range, but I feel like that would be pretty painful, and that's not something I'm looking forward to. I know one of my buddies is not a huge fan of first strikes.
Which buddy is that?
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know. I don't necessarily have any problem with them. I just feel like the paintball, if the paintball's actually harder than blowing up.
You want it to be harder?
No, I don't want it to be harder because it's made out of like a biodegradable substance, right?
Yeah.
For first strike. Are they actually like a plastic that won't like break apart?
I do believe so. So, I mean, I'm obviously not a huge fan of the first strike. First of all, I don't think it breaks well. I've been hit by it and just pulled it out of my hair because I have a huge hair nest here.
Yeah.
And it's just like hard plastic there. And Gary Baum I was talking to, he said he's been like caught by one and it's, I mean, made him bleed. You have I mean, they don't really lose that velocity. So even if it's going 250 feet, it's still hitting pretty hard.
Mm-hmm.
But then also, it's less about that. Like, I don't care about getting hit by it. It's just that most of the guys I see using it do not get in the action of the play. They stand way in the back, and you're out actually competing with people and playing, and they're just dinking you from the back. Like, that's not paintball.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Go
not...
hide in the back and...
It's not the style that we enjoy. I mean, we're always about close-up in your face combat, but...
I mean, I can see for a 2,000-person big game, sure, it might be fun, but it's like, at least at the local fields here, they're not big enough for it to really
You know, there's also
matter.
something really satisfying about hitting someone from that far out, though. Like, if you shoot someone...
But is it satisfying if you know it's going to go that far, and you're just far enough that they don't care about shooting back at you?
I mean, I would say yeah. You know, if you have, like, if you're playing with a mag-fed gun, and you just have, like, a clip of first strikes to use just in those instances, and you're still mixing up your style, like you're running at another team, and you're still pretty far away, but you want to take a couple shots, so you shoot a couple shots.
If you're mixing it up, that's way better. Like, I like the idea of having, like, a T8. Most of your mags are standard balls, but maybe you have 1 or 2 clips of first strikes.
But on a T8, do you need to have a different breech to shoot both styles?
I thought it was just a different clip, but I'm not totally sure.
So once again, we're talking about something we have no idea about.
Are they molded after crowd control pellets?
Like that,
they are,
most
right?
of the people who partake in first strike are hosers who can't succeed in regular paintball situations. I tend to agree they don't agree as much.
I mean, I don't know. I don't necessarily have any problem with
We're
the people
all young
shooting them.
guys. Who's the younger guy here?
I think that's me. I am not.
We're all
still.
fogies.
Who's actually the youngest?
I think I am, right? By a couple months, yeah. And then Benji and then Bacci.
Yeah.
He's a baby. You're an old fogey because you're in your 30s. You're pretty much dead.
I just turned 32. I'm so close to death right now. I could croak at any second. My neck might just...
Oh, all right. Let's see.
MagFed question.
What are your opinions on tactical MagFed revolution that's been happening in paintball? I like it. I mean, even though I don't really play MagFed and we don't really play that much MagFed, anything that grows the sport is great. And it is a different demographic. Like, you see a lot more video game players transferring into MagFed first before coming out to paintball. Because it is slower. It is, more tactical. You get to dress up a bit more like military. So, I see the draw. It's just that once you're done with that, you kind of graduate up to real paintball.
One of the things that I've always liked about MagFed is the limited paint that you're going to be loading into your paint gun. And then also with that limited paint, if you're not shooting first strike, you want to get closer so that you know your shots are actually going to count. And you also have your tank mounted directly onto your gun on the back usually, so you have a somewhat compact system with your paintballs below and your tank in the back, and you don't have a loader, like a giant loader on there, or even
some people have it on the back now, like with the Defender.
Yeah.
I like the MagFed guns a lot. Mm-hmm. We played with them a little bit at the World Record game, and they were fun.
What gun were you using?
It was a Milsim.
Yeah, one of those
something.
M17s or M13s.
I believe it was an M17.
Yeah, those look cool. I've wanted to get one of those, but...
I think everyone should try stock class, but I think there's room for MagFed and stock class and Mech and Electro all together.
Definitely.
I'm not hating on MagFed. It's just not, it's not my style, but not everyone plays my style. So whatever you are playing, just get out and play.
If I had I do have a couple ATS guns, but if I had a M17, I guess I would probably use it every so often,
I feel like the people of, the level of play for MagFed players are not on par with people who play pump and saw class.
Not yet.
But that's just because MagFed's such a new thing,
But you also don't have too many very experienced paintball players going back and doing MagFed.
True.
Yeah, that's a very good point, I would say.
Yeah, here, let's go up there. We have one question. Will the wave markers feed change or evolve rather than hoppers getting faster? Well, I actually brought something that can show a little bit of how they've tried to do that. For anyone who doesn't know what that is, this is a warp feed. Should I go show it over there?
No, you're good. They should be able to
So
see
this is a warp feed. This enabled you. You had to mount on your gun, not this gun obviously, but you had to mount on, say, your automatic, and this enabled you to
Go down
mount
a little bit.
your loader on the side of the gun, and then it rolled through the mechanism and fed up. So you didn't have a hopper sitting right on the top of your gun. It was pretty cool, but kind of weighty. The performance wasn't ever as good as the idea was. But yeah, they've tried it. They tried this similar kind of thing with the Q loader. We've had backpack loaders. We've had mini loaders. So yeah, they're messing around a little bit. You want to put some balls in? Show it coming up.
I don't know if I have any balls.
Dan has no balls.
I have no balls. I can watch it turn from back here.
Here, you want me to show it close to the...
That sounds so freaking slow now.
I think it feeds about 12.
I mean, it sounds slow, but I think it's not going that
It's
slow.
faster than it looks.
Yeah, it's faster than it looks.
Warp-fed PGP. See if that'll go in here.
So your loader sits here, and then that would go into your PGP, and then you could feed your one paintball a second, one paintball every 30 seconds with your PGP.
Exactly. When should you alter old guns and when should you not? I feel like if you own it, you should do whatever you want with it.
Yeah, I mean, I would say if the production on the particular gun, not necessarily the finish, because I don't particularly think the finish defines how, like the rarity or the scarcity of an item. I would say the finish contributes to the uniqueness. But if you have a gun that there were very few produced, then you should really think twice maybe before you do something that can't be reversed.
Yeah, like I do not touch my 707.
Or like, for instance, you just got this frame and this is like a
Right.
one-off frame. You're not going to just cut the trigger guard off of it.
Right. Not doing that. But then again, I will play with my guns and let them get some wear.
Mm-hmm. And if you had, say, a stock PGP that was in pretty good shape and you wanted to cut the trigger guard off, most people would say...
I'd be less apprehensive.
Yeah, most people would say, maybe don't do it, but if you did do it, no one's going to like...
Oh my god, can't believe you did that.
Yeah, because you could always find another...
Yeah, the one gun I'd
shared
like to
trigger
alter a
frame.
lot is I really want a half block of Westwood. That's like my dream.
That's pretty good. I wonder what the actual production for Westwoods were. Was it like a couple hundred?
I didn't think it was that many.
You think it was fewer than that? It's got to be fewer
Sub
than
50.
that, right?
Sub 50.
Definitely half block of Carney over Westwood.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the warp feed was made by AGD.
Mm-hmm.
Good call.
Yeah.
What is the best paintball video game? Digital Paintball, probably.
I was watching
Best
David play that through his stream.
So we've been playing, what is it called even? We've been playing paintball on what is it?
Half-Life.
Steam Engine, Half-Life 1. So David Quitman actually hosts a server where they have current field layouts for NXL and stuff like that. So I would recommend playing that. We get on that every now and then. What is it called? Digital Paintball.
Digital Paintball.
So you do have to download Half-Life 1 to play Digital Paintball.
Here's a question for Bocce. You guys know about when people started putting Nelson springs in autocockers?
Oh, probably. It's got to be about 94, 95, I would imagine. That's when I would say the.
You've never gotten a headshot, Connor. You're a liar.
One time Connor shot me right in the cup I was wearing.
What's up? Is that Gene? Autococker Parts?
Yeah, it is.
How you doing, Gene?
Maybe Gene knows when the first Nelson IVG plugs came out, but I would say 94, 95, most likely. I think ACI made one of the earliest ones. OTP was making them. Carter Machine might have offered some. They all looked very similar, though. There was a pretty much a universal stainless plug, and then there was a steel plug also.
Yes. Hi.
Good question, Connor. Maybe you should just scroll up in the comments or rewatch part of the video.
Do you want to ask us about if we like anodizing or laser engraving better?
Connor's, he's full of, maybe he should ask us what's our favorite trick shot. Let's see. What's our next topic? What do we got next?
We got
let's talk about the base loader. So I'm going to paste the link for the base loader into the comment thread right now.
So for those who don't know, the base loader is kind of like a proto Primo that has two little shelves inside to help with anti-jam.
Yeah, and it's similar to the WGP Ammo Box 2. I hope it functions a little bit better though, because basically in the Ammo Box 2 you have like a rectangular shaped loader, and then you have a platform that goes kind of like this in the middle of it. So
didn't work as well as intended.
No, it didn't really work at all.
And this one seems to have the exact same design.
I mean, this one has some contours, so I hope that there's always like a downward area for the paintball to fall.
I hope so.
Let's just look at that diagram again for the base loader.
Use restroom.
Good luck. That burrito's just ripping right through you.
I've already become immune to the burritos.
So, yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how it feeds.
Are people seeing that right now? Is it picture?
No, they're seeing... I mean, I just pasted the link in. And we can bring it up. They can click the link,
It does look pretty
though.
cool. I would still like to see one with an agitator.
Yeah. I'm wondering what the actual feed door on it is, because when we looked at that, let me just bring that up again.
It didn't have a...
Yeah, it doesn't look like it has a... I mean, it must have a flip top right here, like an angled flip top.
I'm guessing it's a flip top.
Yeah, but it's not like a standard, like, round porthole.
But the shape looks decent enough. It looks like it would be balanced, even though it looks back heavy.
Yeah.
But then where the balls sit does look pretty balanced.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's the need for it, per se, because everyone's already got their Primos and Sport Shots and mini hoppers and stick feeds. But, I mean, I always like seeing more stuff coming out.
Yeah, and it almost has like a ricochet style design.
Yeah, and I had gotten some bounces off the ricochets in the past, so I like that design.
Right, when you're hit on the tip of it. I didn't really play with the ricochet enough to say for sure that I got a bounce. I just know that I had feed neck breaks. So, like the actual feed neck on them would break.
I never had a feed neck break. I had that on the Evolutions lot.
Yeah.
But I had the Ricochet AK for years, 2-3 years, where I was playing with it, and it worked great. Empire has a tray loader also, about what, $10?
Yeah, which is the Empire tray loader?
I'm not sure. Here, that's a good one for you, Dan.
Oh, it's probably is it the Sport Shot? That's coming out. Yeah, I get.
Just a new style port. I don't think the Sport Shot had any trays.
No, it didn't. Huh.
So it's your best blowbacks of all time. Same question for pumps and blow forwards.
Blow, like inline or stack tube. I mean, I love the 68 Special, and that's one of the simplest, just inline blowbacks. I like the outward appearance of the Montneals, but I've never really had a great time shooting a Montneal.
Agreed.
Part of that is to do with like the siphon tube being needed, and we're playing in mostly warmer areas, so we're not having great reliability. Oh, Gene says he saw it at a core event.
That's one of the like extravaganzas,
Gotcha.
showing off new stuff. I mean, we'll see some cool new items coming out, but I don't think a lot of them are pump minded or mech minded.
No,
Other than the new Inception stuff, which is cool.
And we'll probably see more and more pump and mechanical minded items coming out.
Especially with mechanical being an NXL now.
Yeah.
Should drones be used to film competitive rec paintball? Yes. I wish they were always at the field.
I feel like some of the refs at UWL should have probably had some drones to film.
Yeah.
Since they didn't want to get close up enough themselves.
Can we just replace their jobs with drones?
Some
Please.
AI drones refereeing at the UWL events. I don't know. That would be a good question for Paul, but we lost him. He fell into
Our drone guy is gone. We can move on to the next one. Oh, you want to show some patches? We had a request for that before.
Oh yeah. Well, we have the patch background. Just a moment, and I'll grab. I have just a little booklet of patches.
So Dan's gonna grab a booklet of patches for everybody to check out right now.
So here's some patches that I've got over the last couple weeks.
Replaying pro paintball would be awful because it would always disagree with the refs.
Just guaranteed to stimulate more arguments, right?
Exactly.
So let's see what we got here. There's one.
You want to bring it close up by the picture-in-picture to the webcam?
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Go over to the webcam and show them. All right, so I don't know how the sound is in the webcam, but let's see. We got the the IPPA patch. So that's the International Paintball Players Association, and there were several different IPPA patches. You can see here's a yellow and a blue. There's also an orange. I don't think I have the orange right here, but one thing I'm not sure about is whether the different splats were different years, or if they were for like a manufacturer, for like a standard player, or like a professional player. I'm pretty sure they were different years though. So we have, right here we have Paintball Hill. Here's a Paintball Hill patch. So this is Gary Bennett's. Benji, stay on the other side. Oh, actually I can just drag this in front of you for now. Oops.
Okay, just go in the middle.
There we go. Okay, so here's Paintball Hill. This is Gary Bennett's field in Pope Valley, which is in Napa, California. And I went and I visited Gary over the summer, and we did a couple videos, and those will be going up eventually, but I haven't even started editing them yet. Here's a patch that Jim Lively sent me. This is a Line of Sight Masters Tournament 1989 patch. So this is probably one of my favorite event patches of all time. It has your, your cool Terminator-looking paintball player with just some maybe black Uvex goggles or even some sunglasses, rocking a Bushmaster, and he's also wearing tiger stripe pants. Paul is stumping hard. Connor says, what would you do if someone burned your orange IPPA patch? Well, Connor, I don't know if you were paying attention, but if you were, you would notice that I only had the blue and the yellow. So you need to reevaluate your eyes. Maybe go get some glasses. Or I guess get the colorblind glasses, right, Benji?
Yes, except they don't work.
Let's see, we got a North American Paintball Championship patch. I think this one also came from Jim Lively. And I'm not sure what year this was, but it was probably also 89, 90, maybe 91. And this could have been what maybe turned into the Jerry Brown's World Cup, but I'm not totally sure, because the World Cup actually did happen as far back as the early 90s. Paul had a bad burrito. So here's a cool one. Here's the Direct Connect patch. And Direct Connect was David Freeman's company, and basically David started PMI with Jeff Perlmutter in 1982, and then he had a disagreement with with Sheridan, and he supposedly left PMI, but he still remained partners with Jeff Perlmutter, and he started Direct Connect. And then after Direct Connect, he actually founded Tippmann with Dennis Tippmann, and then he helped various other companies get started during his whole career in paintball. But yeah, this is the Direct Connect patch, and this is probably late 80s.
I'll show you that.
Yeah, you want to do yours right now? Go ahead and do yours. Benji's we're gonna trade spots.
So this is a bit more modern patch, but for an older team, a lot of people know. Black Sunday. Now, Black Sunday has a lot of very good players from very good teams working together. Teams, Indians, Bushwhackers, Iron Men, and they're playing now in EWL. In the past, they had a lot of wins under their belts. Again, there that is. Another cool thing. This is again a bit more modern. But this Chris Lasoya ID.
Alright.
This is from when he played for Moscow Phoenix in Russia in 07. Now, for people who just wanted a better close-up on the warp feed, this is what allows you to have your hopper on the side of the gun instead of on top of the gun. Your loader goes in right there. Here, I'll show you the mechanism. Goes through. Boom. What?
Did you read that last one from Connor?
No.
Connor, we need your help. If you want us to do some O-ring checking.
Connor, please come down and help me out.
Connor, try getting a butt plug that doesn't use an O-ring.
You mean a barrel plug?
No, I don't.
Oh.
So here's a little better close-up on the custom pistols that I brought. This one was made by Wally. It's got a dropout changer, spring feed. It is bolt action and has a ring sight up top. And this is the custom PGP. This has a custom machined frame.
I think we need to have another webcam window that's a little bit larger for when we're showing stuff.
Okay.
That'll be next time.
Yeah, Gene, I'm alright. I had this gnarly burrito and taco earlier and it's kicking my ass.
Alright, let's see, there was a patch on
Should I bring my
chair.
patches?
Well, there was a patch on your chair for you, Paul. Although that's not the one I was going to give you. The one I was going to give you was somewhere else, but that's...
Okay.
Yeah, you can go over there and talk about that one.
So, Skirmish was the store in,
There is a paintball museum. It's called BacciPaintball.
Oh yeah. Skirmish is a store. I don't know if you've ever been there, Ben. It was in Northridge, Reseda. I think back in the 80s and 90s and like early
2000s.
Early 2000s. I used to go here when I was a kid to buy paintballs, and I remember the last week it was open, they had like a blowout sale, and not a lot of people know about this store, but it's been around in the paintball industry for a while, and I'm really sad that they closed down. And Dan actually got to meet with one of the founders of Skirmish, and when I saw that video on BacciPaintball's YouTube channel, I immediately hit Bacci up and told him about my experiences as a kid shopping at Skirmish.
That was the first store I ever went into. First store I ever bought stuff at. I bought my pair of JT pants for like $80, which was the most I'd ever spent on clothing. Those are the JT tournament pants with the gray mesh on the back of the knees.
Mm-hmm.
I remember those.
God, those are some comfy pants. I wore those to class for like all of high school.
Did you wash them at all?
Maybe.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Yeah, so...
I'm gonna bring back the list.
Yes. See if I can just...
And Connor is still using that Pro Light.
Connor had a pretty custom Pro Light. Wait, did he buy his Pro Light
It's a
there?
Tippmann.
Okay.
Imagine like a Tippmann.
Oh, he
98.
did. He bought his Pro Light there. Connor, when I first met Connor, he had a... Actually, I don't know if he still had it. I think he still had it, though. He had a Pro Light that he had painted a bunch of the parts with, like, either red paint or nail polish.
It was probably nail polish.
Probably nail polish.
Yeah. But yeah, for museum, BacciPaintball.com or M. Carter Brown, which is our second home.
Connor's Pro Light definitely had some sick mods.
See, I got my first gun already sick modded. It was an E99 with the crazy lightning lines.
E99,
that gave me
is that
like
a Spider?
Yeah,
Yes.
Spider E99. The little lightning gave you like an extra 4 balls a second. It was on the box.
But that wasn't
Lightning.
your first gun.
It was the first gun I ever bought was the AMG and then the E99.
Okay, so it was the second gun that you bought, but your first gun was your automag.
But I didn't buy it.
Yeah,
my brother gave it to me.
Yeah. So
Or I stole it from him.
We're
related, though.
One thing that I brought out today to talk about a little bit is this gun. This is from Todd Winokur. He sent me this. And this is actually the verbiculator. This is one of the probably 20 verbiculators that was made for sudden death, Dave Bassman's sudden death, in 1989 by Ron and Tony Verbeek. And they were working at Sigma Engineering in the San Fernando Valley. And Sigma was making the skirmish body kit for skirmish or for line of sight. They were making the early Bushmasters. They were making, I believe, some of Colin Thompson's Colin guns and maybe early Ghosts, and they were making various other barrel kits as well. They were also making some of AGS's barrels also. So a lot of the Nelson-based guns had a very similar look to their bodies, and they were all being made at Sigma. And so two of the guys that I worked there that I mentioned, Ron and Tony Verbeek, they made this gun. And this gun is essentially an early Rebline, is what you might say the features resemble, because we can pull this pin out of here, and then you can just quick strip this whole barrel off. And
Cool.
they made this gun for the whole Sudden Death team. They played on Sudden Death, and Sudden Death took this gun to the National Survival Games Championship in 1988 in Nashville, and they competed with it, but unfortunately they had honed the barrels out a little bit too much, and the paint that they were shooting there at the National Survival Games Championship was extremely small, and it was also like freezing and raining during the event, so they just did not have great luck with this gun, which is unfortunate because it had a lot of really neat features. We can also see that the pump handle and the pump arms look very similar to Colin Thompson's early pump
Was this one
assembly.
auto trigger?
Yes, it would most likely be auto trigger. You want to just grab that ribbing again?
Oh, yeah.
There you go, nice. So this was a pretty cool find by Todd.
So Connor would like a gun like this because he could just take the pump handle off and
have a whole game with that.
have it, yeah.
Yeah, and then he could
Leave that to your
probably
imagination.
integrate his A&S plug also. So, yeah. So what's our next topic, Paul?
Next topic is
Do the business card booklet.
Oh yeah, I could grab that, but let's go with something that we can all talk about rather than just me running my
talk
mouth.
about
Oh, let's
UPL?
talk. Yeah, let's talk about UPL.
And
So
ambush.
yeah, how'd you do at UPL? You went there over the weekend?
Yeah, this past weekend I was at the United Paintball League ran by Edwin Dolgapiot. I think I said his last name correctly.
Let's go with Edwin.
Edwin from Critical Paintball. It was a tournament in Jungle Island. They had a pump league, a Division 4 league, and a Division 3 league. And it was a 2-day event. The Cayman Dogs, for the pump league at least, Cayman Dogs came in third place. Surprisingly, I thought they were going to
Common
get
dogs.
first. Yeah, a lot of my friends are Common Dogs, Cayman Dogs. And second place was B&I, batteries not included.
So who are they? Because I haven't heard of them.
I've never hung out with those guys, but I mean,
What's their home field?
I probably Jungle Island, but for them to come in second place to beat Common Dogs, they got to be a damn good team.
I mean, they've been
Solid.
playing for a while. I've played with a few of those guys at Ambush at various SoCal stock games and games that Gilly put on there, and they've been around definitely for a while. I don't really know any of them by name, but
yeah, it would have been cool if the SoCal stock class put in a team for that
Yeah.
event. That would have been awesome.
They're done with their competition days.
Yeah, and first place was actually LA Hitman. That's no surprise over there.
Okay.
But
B&I comes to ambush. That's cool.
Yeah.
And then Hitmen took first, which it's pretty solid.
yeah,
Hitmen have always been beast in the pump scene. You should prank call some paintball pros. Oh, you want to prank call Magnum? That dude's awesome.
no way, that guy's way too serious. He would never get the joke once he figured out it was a prank. He might not even figure out it's a prank because he's so serious.
We could call someone, though. Should we call Paul Schreck?
We could call your mom. Oh, got her number on speed dial. Oh.
I don't like you.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
going to shoot Dan in the face.
once we have our window and window Skyping workout, we
Kill
can
you, Dan.
we could probably call Jorge Cervantes, everyone's favorite trick shot pro, or we could call Magnum. But Yeah, so Paul, you were filming that?
I was filming for HK Army.
Cool.
I'm filming WCPPL and the NXL for them as well. So that'll be a cool thing. And shout out to Dirtbomb, Marky, and Steve Nobby for hooking me up with that gig. And it should be fun, man. There's 5 events for the UPL, 5 events for the WCPPL, and I think 5 for the NXL. So I'm going to be busy this year, but something that I love doing.
I'm excited to see your videos because some of the sickest edited videos I've seen have been yours.
Yeah, your slow-mo is like, no one can touch that.
Thank you. I actually look up to Cassidy Sanders. He's the best videographer ever for paintball. Unfortunately, he's working in esports now for Cloud9. So I'm here to take his reign, but that'll never happen.
You're the scene now.
Yeah, you can build your own following. You can evolve your own style. I don't know, like whenever I just am watching slow-mo, it's just like so hypnotizing. Like those shots that you get of just like the one you were putting up the other day. What was it? It was like somebody getting bunkered. And that was, I mean, they're always just like hypnotizing.
I like the slow-mo, but the music is what sells it for me.
Yeah.
Some good hip-hop. I don't like the dubstep.
Yeah, I feel like dubstep's
like all
so
the HK
overused.
stuff.
Yeah.
Do they request that you use a certain kind of music, or it's up to you?
So yeah, HK Army has a licensing with a company called Monster Cat, which basically just uses electronic dance music. But luckily for the next UPL video, I found something that's more, is it melodic? Is that the word? It's like piano music.
Nice.
So I'm going to use that for the next video, and it should be released sometime next week.
And then once we're done with our paintball rap, that's going to get its own video.
Oh yeah, for sure. Benji has a sick paintball rap.
Yeah, it is a pretty good rap. Can you lay down any rhymes right now?
No. Gonna have to wait till it comes with that hot fire.
Keep that case of paint closed.
Exactly.
Until you can razor the lid. Whoa.
Jesus.
Guess it's aired up. That's why you have to have that barrel plug
Good thing that fucking ball dropped out of it earlier.
Oh, man.
Wow. Aunt Linda's going to have a field day with this one. You have Dan make some Cassiolator beats.
K-oscillator.
K-oscillator.
Connor had this device, it was called the K-oscillator.
Is that like Fruit Loops?
Yeah, it was like a Fruity Loops kind of thing, but I never really figured out how to use it. We both, I mean, he was pretty good out with it, but I just kind of gave up.
Like the hip, the hop, the hibby, the dibby.
I didn't expect air to be in that tank.
Yeah. Old school air. So,
I've already been writing the paintball rap. I've shown some of it to Paul, but then I deleted all my lyrics. Shucks.
Would you say you wiped your lyrics?
I wiped my lyrics.
There we go.
But don't worry, my buddy Charles and I were going to do the rap. He's my only black paintball friend.
He's your only friend.
Only friend, period.
So what about, here's one, Nelson or Sheridan? Maybe next time.
Do it.
I don't want to get my lens all covered in slime.
Willie Bits. Wow.
Do it, Dan. Do it. Just sneeze for your fans.
When I have one. When I have a sneeze coming.
Is Willie Bits a person you know, or is that Connor?
I don't know who it is.
Connor's every dude here.
He basically is. He's assuming multiple identities just to fill up our chat.
Oh my gosh.
How's our sound? Is it still synced, or are we like totally off now?
It's a freak leak.
So,
Ambush?
James Seymour says Nelson or Sheridan.
I've always been a Sheridan guy, but I haven't had that many Nelsons, so no input.
I mean, I'm really both, I guess. I've shot a lot of Nelsons. I've shot a lot of Sheridans. I use my Super Stalker a lot, so that would be Sheridan. What about you, Paul?
Once again, Nelson and Sheridan, that's something that's way out of my league.
You're mostly
What about
just
egos
sniper.
or DMs?
DMs, without a doubt. Except for the LV1. I mean, the LV1's a game changer.
All right,
but...
you're right. Everything up until like DM7 was DMs.
Oh yeah, like DMs were like these spoolie guns that were just the smoothest.
Dan's like, what are you talking about?
I mean, I know the LV1, and I know the
DM?
I know the
DM
die
stand for?
matrix.
Oh,
So,
snap.
but I don't know the DM7. Only the DM03.
You know what the 7 standard for?
I would say the year, most likely.
No, the number 7. Same for DM6.
So not year 7?
That's right. Most people didn't know that. Well, because it can't go for the year, because we started with DM3. And that...
Well, yeah, but that would be 2003.
Not even.
Wait, DM7 is a year, right? 2007?
Yeah, that's what I always thought.
Meh.
No.
You had the original Die Matrix, which came out in, 2002? 2001?
That wasn't called...
Then they went right to DM3.
So there was the Matrix, and then like the Diablo Matrix,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. It was a Diablo Matrix.
And then maybe the Die Matrix, then maybe the DM3. So...
Yeah, I think that's what it was. It was a Diablo Matrix, the Die Matrix, and then the DM3, and then the DM4, DM5, and then up to DM12. And then the, what is it, the new one?
Yeah, but the last
DM14,
one was a DM13 or 14. Right?
DM14, yeah.
No, there was already 15.
Deadly
But
Sicky
yeah,
says...
15 came out in 16. So the dates are out.
Everyone's pretty much saying it's the
Die
year,
kind
Benji.
of already tried to make a pop-it valve kind of gun. Not really pop-it, but the NT was then trying to get away from spool
I'm gonna
valve.
grab some water. You guys want water?
Yes, please.
Sure.
The Die NT was the best and the worst gun at the same time, because most of them didn't work very well, but the ones that did work shot smoother than,
Yeah.
I mean, just about any gun I've tried.
I
Plus
love
there was
my
that one that got 40 balls a second with paint, which is freaking insane. Yeah, DM15, I mean, honestly, anything past DM7, in my opinion, is just not that great. I mean, they all shoot pretty much the same. I haven't really seen technical advances. Meanwhile, the egos are getting to be as smooth as the DMs with the efficiency that you love out of an ego. So these things are just money.
Thank you. The LV1s are great guns.
I need a speed feed for this.
You need a macro line straw. Definitely.
Yeah, after DM7, he went to a DM8, which was like, hey, did you like the DM7? Well, we took away the ability for you to clean the eyes, and we made it heavier. Here, pay us more money.
Yes, DM6 is the best ever. I agree with that,
for the win. DM6 was a little too heavy for me. DM7 was just like perfect.
I like the DM6, the weight of DM6, because it had no kick. I'll put weight onto my gun for that no kick.
Yeah.
Eye pipes are horrible, I agree.
So Jason, I remember that Jason had commented a little further up. He said he asked when was the next SoCal stock game, and Sonny's organizing a game at Velocity later this month. I won't be going to that. And then he's also doing his autococker versus pump game, which is going to be next month. I don't remember the exact date, but I'm sure that'll have pretty good attendance. I don't know when the actual next modified SoCal stock game is, or modified stock game is, but that'll probably be later next month.
For anybody in SoCal who wants to come to one of the SoCal stock events but maybe doesn't have a pump gun or a stock class gun, just message Dan or myself and we'll get you set up.
I'll have something that's broken that I can let you try to use, and it'll probably perform better than the guns I'm shooting, but it'll still perform worse than everyone else's gun.
Yeah, the last day that we had at Ambush was pretty awesome. The weather was perfect, the games were perfect.
Oh yeah, it was so great. We recorded some cool videos too.
Yeah, I'm gonna post some 360 video in combination with Dan's GoPro and video from the side of the field.
Wow. Thank you for calling me Jackie Chan. That's an honor.
Let's see.
Oh man.
So I put a video with Ruben talking about the CCM's thin 86 frame up, and I put another video with Mike Yan talking about his niche vector, and probably the next video will be the full ambush game. Let's see what else we have on our topic list.
Sorry, Paul.
You're just getting massively trolled by Connor and his whole gang. Let's see.
Connor's gangbang unit.
Yeah.
Connor's bangers. Okay.
Which version of paintball is the best? Pump, mech, electro, mag,
Dude, that one, I think we've gone on that one.
Yeah, we kind of...
What about... We could watch from the NPPL videos. Exercises for paintball.
Yeah, what about that one, Benji? What are some exercises that you do for paintball?
So, for me, obviously for paintball, you need a lot of cardio. But what I try to work out most is my core and my legs. That's the way you don't hurt your back, because you have a strong core, because, you know, we're paintballers, we have a lot of leaning, and, you know, we're bending over and need to be able to stand up, so you need to have strong abs. So, I mean, everyone knows how to work abs, just do crunches and stuff. I like to stand on my head a lot, which helps it. And then leg workout, do your squats, do your lunges. When we did our world record game with the Hitmen, just to be able to be a part of that, Sonny made us go and do lunges across Bosnia and back at SC Village in about 110 degrees. So do that kind of stuff and you'll be good. Do you do any workout for paintball?
I just skateboard a lot because that's cardio for me. And paintball for me is all about cardio. That's because I mainly play, well, when I used to play a lot of X-ball. And that's like back to back 5 points almost. You're playing constantly, so your cardio has to be on top. And
yeah, cardio is definitely most important.
Yeah.
Especially with UWL being the scout and there being reinsertions, I'm always running. So I thought I was in shape before UWL and then realized I'm just so not in shape. I got a long way to go.
Yeah, you definitely got to work out your lungs, Gene.
Yeah, especially when we went and traveled to like Ecuador, the altitude is so high that, I mean, we needed more oxygen. So you just got to make sure your cardio's up so you don't need as much oxygen, really.
How many games did you play when you were there in Ecuador?
I think like 8-ish or so. I want to scroll up.
Eric asks, what's the story behind the fish logo? The fish is Mega Bass. He's got his Redux and he's got his... Yeah, he's got his Redux, and he also has his paint knife, and it has red paintball all over it. Not blood, but red paintball.
Yeah.
And
so what do you think about Shock Tech making a comeback?
I love that. Because autocockers are coming back, and a lot of people want Shock Tech autocockers.
yeah, Shock Tech autocockers have become very desirable in the last couple years.
Even their frames and regs, like, they make quality products. So when they do come back, they continue machining good products for paintball guns. I'm all for it. But if they're using like a different manufacturer, or like a different processing, or like like generating process, like
Yeah, if their tolerances aren't as tight.
exactly, then
Well, I like that they're bringing a lot more people to the mech scene and the pump scene, and I mean it's all growing so fast, which is nice.
Yeah.
Because for so long, paintball was just kind of shrinking, like it was cold outside and you were at the pool. Inception pump, no thank you.
What's your favorite Shock Tech product, you guys?
I mean, I like the Shock Tech DM5 as a complete gun. It's a great shooting gun, and it just looks so freaking nice.
Yeah.
my favorite has to be the SFL. I never got to own one because it was so expensive when I was a kid, and it's expensive now, but it's like one of the sweetest looking autocockers.
Yeah, I like their mid 90s to early 2000 autocockers a lot. I have it's like probably a 96 mini cocker that's like super customized. It's pretty rad with like the twist pole bolt and some of the other accessories.
So Victor's asking, are any of us into any other hobbies? So does that mean like if we play pump, like do we like electro? I think that's what he means.
I'm not sure. I mean, I mostly just keep it pump. Keep it real with some
I think
pump.
he means not paintball at all.
Whoa.
Which is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
I like shooting real guns.
I mean, everything kind of goes along with paintball, at least for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I travel, but it's like you paintball when you travel. Yeah. Food, travel, skateboarding for me. What about you?
I'm so boring outside of paintball. I can't talk about anything else. So, and it has to be old paintball too. I can't talk about new paintball. So that's pretty much me.
I like pale ales and mustaches.
Mustache rides. Too bad Andre's not here, huh?
I know.
For me, outside of paintball, I like skateboarding, shooting real guns like AR-15.
Video games.
I love video games. That's something that I play every day.
We play some Counter-Strike, the two of us.
Yeah.
I play some Team Fortress. Paul does some, StarCraft streaming.
StarCraft and Counter-Strike and H1Z1.
Yeah. I'm actually going to start streaming my TF2 and CS soon.
There you go. He's a beast.
Beast at TF2. Still suck at CS.
There's a good question for Paul.
What's your opinions on HK Army adopting the Bob Long mark? I mean, I think it's great for Bob Long because HK sponsors, who is it, Dynasty. And the reason why Dynasty is, because since Dynasty is a HK sponsored team, they're going to be shooting Bob Long markers.
And I really think that those Bob Long guns shot great. I mean,
I agree.
Closer was awesome, just the efficiency was garbage. So if they can bring a closer with efficiency, I'll buy it. Airsoft, we do not play. It's just not the same. I've tried it and it just didn't give me the same rush. So James is asking, do you travel with your guns or rent locally? I definitely travel because we're playing tournaments and you have certain setups. There's things you need to do to travel with your guns, like you need to take your reg off your tank. I like to put a paintball magazine in the gear bag, so if they see guns, they can actually flip through the magazine and see that it's a sport. But yeah, always travel with it. But I mean, insure your stuff. If you're gonna fly, make sure you have renter's insurance because that normally covers a bit extra when you fly. I know that for an OSC series 10 plus years ago, the guys here in SoCal did a caravan down to Mexico and they got stopped by federales and had like $10,000 worth of gear just stolen from them. Wow. So stuff does happen. Just be aware. Money comes and goes. So, I mean, I try to use it, like, I'll bring my axe instead of my LV 1.1 just so, like, if it gets stolen, I'm not as mad. But, yeah, I definitely travel with it.
Same. I would never use a rental gun. I invested all this money into buying my own gear, so might as well travel with it.
Yeah, so I have played with and against the dirtbags. They are monstrous. We just played with them at EWL, where they won with 4 cases of paint between them, and one of my guys shot 10.
Dirtbags are...
If you want to learn how to play paintball, learn to play with the dirtbags and other pump ballers.
It's definitely exciting watching the dirtbags play. Just pop up, shoot like 3 rounds.
That's right, James. We play paintball and we are on MCB. We are bucking the trend, but then again, we're like some of the only ones young enough to. Don't hate me. We play so you guys don't have to.
There we go. Definitely.
Justin Z asks, what do you think about Dalton Vanderbilt going to Impact?
I think Impact is spending the money for the best team, and if they don't lose, well, they suck. I mean, if they don't win. I mean, they're putting their money where their mouth is, so I mean, I'd like to see who beats them, because that's the team practicing the hardest. But Impact has been monstrous for so incredibly long now. I almost feel like
they're the next dynasty.
In our decade, they're dynasty.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe with not as many wins, but when they win, I mean, they win with a vengeance. They crush people.
MCB, I don't know if you're trolling Justin. Us, but MCB is mcarterbrown.com. It's a forum for all the old...
You can find pump stuff there.
He probably wants to know what are the dirtbags also.
Old ornery people. Like me.
So somebody a little bit further asked up if I don't like or if I have anything against X-Ball.
Modern paintball.
Modern paintball, and I don't. I like playing airball. And if I had I want to get an LV1, but I just haven't.
If you use an LV1, you would have to shut down your site. It goes against everything that you are.
You mean I would have to use the power that's going to running my site to run the LV1 that I would be shooting?
Yes, exactly.
Man.
Do you think the trilogy line of cockers are a joke? Yes. Next.
No, I like the trilogy.
Get
I think
out of here. The trilogy's a piece of shit.
Have you seen that the one guy on the Hitman who plays with the trilogy? He has that purple trilogy. What's his name? Chris?
Yes, I have seen it.
I mean, you can compete with a trilogy. You can do it. It's the outer alloy of the trilogy might not be
using that trilogy with the stuff on it, it's like having the Civic with the monster spoiler and the
but I mean,
exhaust.
You're not going to use your 1998 autococker with the plastic composite frame and
sure will
until it breaks, and then you'll have to put a metal frame on it. So it's the same kind of thing.
And I can use a trilogy, which is just gonna explode.
Trilogy will be okay. I like the trilogies.
It's been out of the loop for a while. Is there a big influx of pump players? Yeah, in the last, I'd say, 4 to 5 years, the pump community has exploded. I know when I got out of college, which was about 4 or 5 years ago, I was just coming back into the pump scene, and Dan invited me to go play with SoCal Stock. And I think for the first 4 or 5 times, there was a max of 30 people. Normally even less, 10 to 15. And now it's like consistently 30, sometimes up to 70 guys. And I mean, you can go to any field in SoCal now and it just seems like there's a group of guys playing pump or speedball, or just seems like in general it's growing, which is nice.
There's definitely a ton of pump going on in Southern California, but also in Northern California as well. I mean, I remember in 2003 when we were playing at Peters Field in, where was it? Clarksburg or something near Sacramento, and we would have like, I don't know, there must have been like 30 to 50 guys out there all the time.
Nice. But as of like 5 years ago, I was finding myself going to different fields, and if people were playing, everyone was playing at one field, and I would go to a different field and it's just empty. And now you can go to any field in SoCal and it's going to be packed.
You mean in terms of pump or just in terms
of everything?
Oh.
Everybody playing, but I mean, it was attributed to pump also. What do you think about AGD bringing Automags back to life? What do you think?
I mean, they're bringing all the electronic Automags, like they did the limited run series of the X Mags or whatever. They brought that back.
But I mean, AGD is starting to actually put out new parts again.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I saw the new parts. They look pretty good. I hope they actually get to designing some new stuff because
they have a new frame, don't they?
I didn't see the new frame.
I just saw a photo for a new frame. It looked pretty cool.
I mean, I wish they didn't get out. I feel like it was during that whole lawsuit with the Smart Parts guys with the Gardeners, which kind of pushed them out. But
just go.
I like them being back in, for sure.
So I'm just going to bring up.
And I think you're going to see a lot more people using Automags because you can do mech now in an XL. So you're going to have cockers and mags back.
I used to always
see that frame, the X frame.
Oh yeah. It looks very similar to the Intelli frame.
Yeah, we're just looking at airgundesign.com right now. Yeah, I mean it's similar to the Intelli frame, but it's a little bit.
I don't see the need
different.
for the special triggers.
I mean, it's kind of like the Tuna Man trigger. Remember?
You only need it if you have it pneumatic and walkable, though.
Yeah.
You want to go back to the questions?
Oh, Benji's seen enough. He's seen enough Automags through the years. Doesn't want to look at Airgun Design's website.
There's no pump teams in NorCal. You got the Sharks and the Dirtbags. That's about it.
That's Justin.
Did you ever meet Mike from Tech PB? Well, I bought a whole bunch of penny bids from him. No, I didn't.
Did you ever buy any penny bids?
Hell no.
Never.
Are you kidding me? Yeah, so I don't know Mike personally, but I have seen enough of the theft threads and scammer threads and stuff on PBN to avoid him.
What about you, Paul? Did you buy some penny bids?
No, I never bought penny bids, but I remember him selling all his guns to repay all the people he ripped off, and I hit him up about his Predator. Do you guys remember when you posted that up and he never hit me back? And that was the only time I was going to deal with him.
So initially, I thought the penny bid site was kind of shady to begin with. It was like gambling, but it's like, sure, if some people want to lose, some people want to win, fine. Like, they're doing that with the group that isn't spoken about now. So it's fine. But people were winning those bids, and then after they'd won, it said, no, you lost. And apparently some shady stuff was going on that you couldn't win a bid from him. So he was just taking money. But it's all hearsay. I mean, there's a huge thread on PBN. You can check it out. But yeah, there were people who won 4 things, and they actually had on their screen, you won, and then they'd refresh it, and it said, you lost it. And it restarted.
It's a good question from Gene.
What's the question?
Do you think there are enough Cocker players to support all the new products, or will it saturate the market with products that won't sell?
I mean, if you look at CCM's website, whatever they post sells.
Yeah, but it's a very limited amount that they're
Yeah,
posting for sale.
So I see a lot more people who, in my history, wouldn't be Cocker guys. They'd buy an Axe or an E1 or whatever, and they're coming to me asking to buy Cockers now. So I think the demographic buying the old school guns is growing. I mean, they see the love we have for the old school stuff. Because, I mean, they start playing with their friends and they get their Spider and their Axe, and then they eventually start playing with guys like us. We're using Cockers and Mags and Sheridans, and they see that and they want to copy us. So, yes, I don't think there's that many guys that it's going to be saturated too quickly, but, it could happen.
I think that it's...
He's still asking to sneeze on the lens.
I would say that we're moving too fast. Like,
Yeah, so a lot of the market is used, and there are a lot of parts on the market.
Sweet.
But there's also a lot of people picking them up.
But what I was going to say, I don't know. Let's see if it... Okay, we're back on here.
I like how it shook around.
How's our audio now? Oops. How's our audio and video? Can you guys hear us? What about audio?
It's back.
Is our audio back too?
What is the best thing about each of them shortly paintball websites? I don't...
Okay, audio's good. Confirms.
Run me that
audio and video is good.
Back real
awesome.
Quick, James.
Yes. Wait, but first I want to say that out of sync.
No,
Is Connor just trolling us? Yeah. Back to Gene's question. I think that we're moving too fast into a new, people thinking there's going to be a high demand, and I don't think that the demand is just automatically going to be there. And a lot of companies are starting production, but the production will hopefully be slow. Who's saying audio is also out of sync now?
Yeah, it's...
What about, how are your slice kits selling, Gene? I mean, you should know better than anyone. I also want to see a slice kit for a Phantom. I hear you eating, but you aren't eating.
The scene is growing, but, don't get ahead of yourselves. Don't drop a couple $100,000 on parts. Dan's got the munchies. Dan, I think you should just have a one-on-one chat with this dude. You just got to give him your PayPal address. You can find Dan on ChatterBait/BacciPaintball.
Wish I knew what that was.
You can find Dan on Tinder/oldschoolshit.
Mike Banks, the reason why they don't have paintball magazines on the shelves anymore is because no one bought them.
Mm-hmm.
Paintballers
went in and they looked through it and you didn't buy it. I also wish they had paintball magazines back. I used to love flipping through it.
I used to be very good friends with the owner of Splat Magazine, who also owns Muscle and Fitness. And once, paintball magazines were marking the quota for sales, he scrapped that and he's just doing Muscle and Fitness now.
Oh man, Benji.
So Andre,
he wanted your tits though. Andre is not here. Andre is dead today. Yeah, I miss Splat Magazine mostly. That
Splat
one was the
best.
shizzle.
Yeah. Gary bomb shot for PB2 Extremes and Splat.
And Chris was writing for Splat, right? IQ. Where's my dollars?
Action Pursuit was good too, yeah.
Not gonna do it.
We're off, but I can't tell how much.
Boots, 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 boot, boot.
Can one of you guys clap?
Action Pursuit was pretty good. Wow, there were a lot more magazines than I remember.
There's online magazines now.
Second.
It's just not the same. I want to be able to look through it, but most of the companies, I guess, just don't care about that extra publicity now.
Oh, War Pig was the best. I used to go on there so much.
Can you clap again?
The best place to sell your pump.
And Carter Brown.
What kind of pump do you
Facebook.
have, Victor?
Watch him say a Westwood pump. Buy it right now.
Definitely the first places you want to sell your guns are PB Nation, Brown, both of which have buy, sell, and trade sections. You can also join the Facebook sale groups and sell there. You can go on eBay, sell there, Craigslist. What's up, Trime?
Can you guys clap again? That's good.
Too much clap. Sync now.
Sync now looks good.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I always knew you were Connor.
Seems like we're synced. Has anybody commented?
Yeah, someone just commented.
Damn it, there's two Connors now. I feel like that's Andre.
No, War Pig did not do a physical publication. It was only online.
Man.
Audio says synced. I feel like if there really were two Connors, something bad would happen.
Inception FLE.
What
Inception 86 frame. I posted it on Facebook.
Facebook, MCB, PBN. Well, I mean, depends how much you're asking because they are currently available. So if you're asking close to new price, most likely someone's just going to go get it new. You're going to have to, especially at the price that it is, there are just so many very nice custom cockers now. So yeah, someone has to want it. Because, I mean, I assume you're asking, $450 to $600 or for $450 to $650. And, I mean, in that range now, you can get yourself a budget ripper. You can get yourself a low-range Evo. You can get some nice guns. So, I mean, just keep putting it out there. Maybe post it on Instagram.
What do you guys think about the Hornet body kit from this house? I mean, I was kind of mad when they came out because, come on, man. Like, why are you going to try to copy a Shock Tech gun?
Exactly. I feel like it copies it a bit. I like that he's creating new cockers, which is good, but also, like, he's a good enough designer that he could have really made something unique.
Nothing against Inceptions, but, yeah, like Benji said, he could have come out with his own stuff. Because I really like the Inceptions
Hey,
ripper.
there's been a couple posted for sale.
I
probably know which one you're talking about.
The Hornet body kit isn't my favorite that he's come out with. I think I like the Kryptonite, or I think I like the Kryptonite. Or the FLE is actually the one I like the most. The FLE is just a totally smooth, rounded one, right?
Yeah. I want Niche to make the like the reptile style guns, or the what was the first one he made? Like the Element, just lighter weight.
Nemesis.
I want like a super
awesome.
Lightweight Nemesis.
Only 30 of those made, right?
Yes.
The Nemesis was too busy for me. I like the Element.
What's the best bang for your buck speedball marker out now, used or new? I mean, if we're talking strictly bang for your buck, it's an Axe. Empire Axe is huge bang for your buck. For, $350, you're going to get yourself an Axe Pro, which has an LED board. It's got, it's everything you need, really. If you're going to upgrade, go to an LV 1.1. But if you're on a budget, $300 should be enough to get you a tournament gun. You can get yourself an old super high-end. Any of the old DMs. An Ego 8 even would do it. Axe. Niche and Slice.
Gene.
So, Gene works with Niche, not for Niche. Gene owns AutoCockerParts.com, and he is the one making the Slice pump kits. So if you want one of those pump kits, hit up Gene. So they're working together, just putting those pump kits on the Niche snipers.
Yeah, Gene can comment himself in the questions, or in the comments if he wanted to.
Still here?
I don't know. What do you think?
You have an Empire Sniper.
Like
I don't think you're going to get $300 for it now.
At 7?
The snipers have been going for about $250 shipped with their barrel kits. That's going to be about where you're at. But if you sell it locally, you might be able to get $300 out of it. Just post it on Craigslist.
For what?
He was asking if you could get $300 for an Empire Sniper.
Oh, yeah.
$300 is going to be high end for it now.
Yeah, it seems like the value is just kind of dropping more and more on those each 6 months,
but they
right?
still, do come stock with barrel kits and
yeah,
auto triggers.
It's still definitely a great gun to get into.
But
and
I have seen the same issue on multiple of them, which is something happens with the guide rod to the pump, where I don't know if it swells up or something, but you just can't pump at the end. And I have it on one of mine and multiple other snipers.
You can't pump at the end. Oh, so your guide rod going inside.
It's like, as you're sliding your pump on, it's definitely the pump going on the rod. It's just like it's
super tight.
Super tight.
Yeah, so maybe it's the whatever
Swollen
material
the
pump handle is made out of actually swells and the inside diameter shrinks, and when it goes around that rod.
Right. And it sucks though, because you can't just fix it. You need to get yourself a new pump kit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a bummer. Yeah. But when were those originally released? Probably like three or 4 years ago, right?
Yeah, but none of the old WGP pump kits have stuff like that. They all work.
Well,
still.
One of the issues with the WGP pump kits is that some of them were made with different tolerances. So you might get one pump handle that takes a rod that's a certain outer diameter, and then you have a rod yourself that's a slightly larger outer diameter, and it won't fit in the pump kit that you have. It's not necessarily a problem with swollen Delrin or plastic, but it's a problem of not being compatible.
And I have had that a couple times.
Yeah.
But it's just like these snipers are new. I didn't feel like they should have the issue.
Okay, the ones that you've experienced that with are nearly new.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not like anybody lubed the inside of that rod with anything.
Nope. So we had one question. What's the worst place you've played paintball?
Paintball's always fun, man.
It's always fun, but there still is like a worse place. Like, for me, Splat Factory was so much fun, but so shitty. Splat Factory was an indoor field, kind of towards SC Village, and the floor was always so painted that you just couldn't get any traction. You would just slip constantly. But it made for just chaos. Everyone was always slipping and sliding around and bunkering each other in super low light that you just had glare bouncing off everywhere.
Trying to think what fields I went to that were just really bad.
See, Justin saying his sniper has that.
Oh.
Most recently, the worst place I've ever played was...
Connor's got it. The field with the shocker. It wasn't really a field. It was like... somebody's friend's house. But yeah, the place wasn't great. But the shocker was there, so that made up for it.
Yeah, Victor, I tried that with the sniper, but didn't work for any of mine. I think we missed a couple questions up top above. Let's see.
Have you been to D-Day or other big games? That's a pretty good one.
So I haven't been to any of the monster ones. I've been to Decay here, but we're going to be doing Super Game this year.
I went to Living Legends in 2012, and that was a blast. We got to play as like a third team, and we got to start in the town, and I was playing with Detroit, or with the Damage guys who are based out of Detroit.
Cool.
And that was awesome. We were using like SMG 60s, and there was one point where we were like making an alliance with one team, but at a certain time we would change over to the other team. So we were with that team in the town at that time that the alliance ended. So we just went and barrel tagged like everybody in the buildings, and it was pretty awesome. But we also got so many welts after that game.
I bet. Yeah, we're going to be taking an RV up to Super Game this year, so you can come check us out.
I'm watching this shit at McDonald's.
Who's causing?
What are you eating, Connor?
He's probably going for the McNuggets, right?
I feel like Connor's the type of guy who orders 2 meals at McDonald's.
Quarter pounder of cheese and Big Mac and McNuggets.
Goofy looking guys have the best game sense. I don't know. It's just the way God made us.
One biting some hamburgers. Connor did this thing where he one-bit donuts. He was actually one-biting pizza also. That's where he eats the whole thing in one bite.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
I heard Connor likes to do that with Pink's hot dogs too.
I was about to say he one bites footlongs all day.
He'll do that with pretty much any sausage he can get.
Royale with cheese.
Yeah. What about you, Paul? What's the biggest game that you've been to?
The biggest game I've been to was actually Lynn's charity game, which is not even that big at all. That's like 150 players max.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I like that question. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm pretty new to the scenario scene. I just started playing maybe 3-4 years ago when I met Bocce at SoCal Stock Game, and I'm getting into it more because I'm getting a little bit older and my body's breaking down, so I need to slow it down with the X ball and play more. Get back to the roots and play more scenario games.
Yeah. And I know Connor can one bite a baguette. That's true. So what's your favorite meal after a day of play?
Ooh, that's a nice question.
Burritos!
Yeah, burritos,
Definitely a wet burrito.
Chimichanga.
Although I can't one bite it. Sorry, Connor.
I like burritos and I like pho because I'm Asian.
I don't give a fuck.
Pho's really good.
I think it's just subpar compared to ramen.
I mean, ramen. It
doesn't have that same depth of flavor in the broth.
True.
How do I stop from chafing? Okay, that's one I can actually answer.
Baby powder.
Baby powder. Because I chafed up hardcore. We were in Cancun and it was like 100 degrees plus 95% humidity. And I was chafing so bad. I asked everybody there if they had baby powder. I'm just asking people who don't speak English. I'm like, baby? You have baby? Yeah. So someone did, and I just immediately shoved my hand down my pants and closed my eyes, and they walked away pretty quickly.
Baby powder is a miracle drug for paintballers.
Yes.
Connor says his favorite after paintball meal is Hodem Po.
I love Hodem Po.
I like Hodem Ho.
I like that Cornish hen.
Oh, yeah.
Cornish hen soup, is that what it was?
Yeah.
My wife likes Cornish Ben.
Great.
And I'm not getting any this week.
Any Cornish Ben?
If you were to keep one marker from your collection, which would it be? I think you keep all your guns from your collection.
I would say
he already does.
It would probably be one of my Jorge Cervantes trick shot markers because those are some of my most prized possessions used by the master Jorge Cervantes himself.
For me, I have this pretty sick Ion. It's got die grips. It's pretty sweet.
Wow.
An Ion, huh?
How fast does
Sweet
it shoot
iron.
with the dye grips? I mean, those usually, are they like electric blue?
It shoots so fast. It's like a rope.
Nice.
It's like a rope.
Mine will probably be.
I even have a 24-inch barrel in it for extra accuracy.
What size tank are you using? Are you using CO2? I heard it has more power.
No, I'm actually, what I do is I let fruit ferment in a cup, and I use the gas on top.
You must be fermenting a lot of cups of fruit.
I'm fermenting a lot of fruit.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like a one of
you have
those
like a
Airgun
greenhouse.
Designs shoebox compressors, except
Nice.
it's filled with fruit, and it gets about 10 psi every 14 days.
The Java Compact 2000 bottom line mint. Nice. Is it red? I think it's probably red or purple for the Java Compact.
Have you taken a bad dive and core sampled with your dick?
What about, Connor says, will we
I've
ever
never
play...
been hard during a dive, but maybe I should try it.
Yeah. I usually keep the two games totally separate.
I mean, I'm normally hard, but not when I dive. I just let it boop, right as I'm gonna dive.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit extra squish going into that dive is always good.
Yeah. So never core sampled with my dong, but I did have a friend play at Hollywood Sports, and he had a stiffy barrel, and he core sampled, and the stiffy broke, and it stabbed him in the stomach.
Was there blood?
There was blood. It wasn't like bad. It wasn't like he pulled it out and he died. No, he complained about it.
Connor wants to know if we'll ever play with the Sweeney gun.
I'm guessing yes.
Yes.
Yes, my man is dad. Let's see. What's the funniest thing you've heard a new player say at the field? Okay, I got one.
I got one for Benji too.
I got one. So this isn't really something that he said as much as he did. So I'm playing at Conquest up here in the valley, and in the back there's like 2 paths that you can take, and one is elevated behind. So it's me and this kid behind me on these 2 paths holding off like 20 guys, and then I just hear screaming behind me like, ah, help, help, help! And I look behind, and this kid had tried to go over from his upper path to my lower path, and he got hooked on some bamboo and flipped upside down. So he's hanging upside down from the bamboo. His gun's on the floor. Everybody's shooting him, and he's just screaming. So I had to help him get off, and then he ran off the field.
I like that you had to help him get off.
I had to help a kid get off, and you know, I think I did a great job.
Favorite or like the funniest thing I've ever heard was I was playing at SC
I
Village.
thought this was candy. It's all energy bars.
I was playing at SC Village with Benji, and some kid comes up to me and he points at Benji and he says, "Is that Sean White?"
Can't believe I missed that day.
Oh, we had one thing happen at SC where there was this kid who needed, or we all know when you go with a rental group, they'll give you like your gun, your mask, your tank, and like 200 balls. So these kids all had their 200 balls, and one kid just lifted his gun up and the rubber band didn't take, and all of his paint fell out. And he just looked so defeated. And like, I was there with a whole pack full of paint, so I just looked at him and I was like, "Was that your only paint?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "I got you." And I gave him a pot of paint. But like, that was fine, but as I'm walking away, I just hear him go, "Oh my god! Did you see that? That was the coolest thing I've ever seen in my entire life! That guy's the coolest ever!" And like, later that day, hours later, I'm still hearing this kid go, "That's the cool guy!"
Little did he know that he was shooting a paintball soft marker at 50 caliber. And he gave him
Yeah, every
68.
single ball broke for him, so that sucks. But yeah, I like kids when their voice. I should not just say I like kids. I hate kids. Which one are we asking about?
I think that we're wrapping it up now. I think it's
Okay.
almost 7, and I
So
need
let's
some
answer
coffee.
these last 5.
Okay, we're answering the last 5 questions. Worst gear breakage. I mean, that's pretty much any time you try to quick strip your gun on the field and you lose either a screw, a spring, or anything else that pops out. I mean, I know I've lost like a lot of trigger frame screws.
I had an Angel break the bolt in half in the middle of a game.
An angle.
Angle.
Yes, an angle. That was pretty crappy. I feel like I've had worse ones before, like dropping my bolt pin out of my cocker and not being able to find it.
Yeah, that's when this happened to all of us.
I feel like there's been worse ones. I'll come back to that next week. Let's see. Are those special candy bars?
They're manager
There are
special.
special people eating them, but that's as special
you
as
found
they
some
get.
chocolate?
I found some chocolate.
Man.
Thought you was saving
Smells
that
good.
for a special day.
You're looking at it like you
It
want
doesn't
it.
look that great.
It is pretty old. Okay, even though you kind of have to act like you don't like it, how fun is it to take out a field of young kids playing at a birthday
I
party?
hate doing that.
Awesome, especially when you're not part of the birthday party.
I don't like doing that because it destroys like their first experience. with football.
Usually the first kid shoots me, and then that's it. I get owned.
I gotta say,
the
I do
youngest
like
kid there.
shooting groups of noobs if I know them. Like, my wife had her coworkers come and play, and half of them have M2s and guns like that.
Damn.
And we went on the Hyperball at SC Village, pulled off a 1-on-10, and she was on the sideline like, Hercules, Hercules! Her whole company is like, don't come back.
So they were just renting the M2s?
Okay, own them.
They all
Damn.
own it. Her coworkers own M2s.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, because they invited her to go with them, right? Because they were going out already.
Right.
Those are like all the newbie chodes that have all died here.
Yeah, they are.
Somebody's got to buy that die gear.
Apparently they play 20 plus times a year.
Oh.
Not so bad. Make Ben talk about shooting kids at the paintball field. I like shooting kids in the face, in and around the face. Other areas too. Any place that kills them.
So
It is legal to play paintball in Cali. You're right.
yes, at the current time it is.
Blaze 20 balls a second. Yo,
Smoke those kids that you were just shooting, those noobs.
smoking fools all day.
So I think I need some coffee, and I think we are wrapping it up. 7 o'clock, and
Make sure you stay safe, kids. Wrap it up too.
wrap it before you get
Wrap
up. Before you
it
get off the
up.
field. Any final parting words, Paul?
No, thanks for tuning in, guys. Thank you to Gene, Justin, Willie. Forget Connor.
Final
We need
thoughts
that
is
guy.
I'm challenged. Okay, go ahead. Sorry. I'm
No,
totally
that was
talking over
it.
you.
Connor's just our homie and a big troll, so it'd be awesome to have Jorge Cervantes on this show one day.
It's my dream.
Yeah, me too. I want his signatures though.
And guys, post up your own vids and pictures. Where I'm gonna throw up some freebies.
You know what? Actually,
Next event.
we should look right now. We should check the hashtags on
I'm
Instagram.
gonna bet there's a whole 0 hashtags.
I'm gonna guess that also, but you did say there's a special prize.
There's a
for
special
anyone.
prize.
I didn't
Said
even
that last
hashtag
week.
anything. So,
What's our hashtag? PBD and A?
PBDA.
Fucking PBDA.
Yeah, we'll definitely try to bring like equipment in here one day.
There's PBDA. None of them are paintball. If someone just posted one picture and tagged it PBDA, you'd have free paintball gear going to you right now. Because I said I would.
You would get a really nice stainless braided hose, or you might get a straight shot squeegee. What about this guy? Does that qualify?
No.
No, definitely not.
So do it now. Hashtag PBDA. We're going to check through it next week, and I'm going to choose at least one to get some free stuff.
I know I'm gonna hashtag
I'm going
some
to prod
PBDA.
Dan, because he can't win anything, but I'm going to prod Dan to also give away some freebies.
And we are talking about on Instagram.
I'll make 2 different freebies. One for best PBDA tagged photo on Instagram. The second one is for the best individual kill of the week or the weekend.
And how
I'll give
it's-
extra points
how's that going to be determined?
for surrenders. Again, just me.
So, but
I'm
somebody
going
has
to
to post a
determine.
video of it.
Post a video, tag it PBDA, pictures and videos. I'm gonna tag Benji in all of my Trilogy's build. Screw your trilogy, damn it!
Well,
No.
I don't know what I just did on
We
your phone,
are going to
but-
bring people in. We're going to bring in some guys in the industry. We're going to bring in players, manufacturers. I'm guessing the next week is going to be our first official with all 4 of us where everything's set the right way. So get in all of your photos.
I mean, this was pretty official if
This
our
was
sound was
pretty good.
synced, but probably we're going to listen to it. The sound's going to be horrible, and I'm going to just delete the whole episode. So,
This one seemed pretty good.
yeah.
For what? Okay. I said earlier, tag, you know what, we should mark that in the post. So, post up your paintball pictures, builds, guns, whatever you got, hashtag it PBDA. I'm going to check out all of the tag posts, and next week I'm going to send out some free gear for my favorite.
Your friend the owner wants to come on the show.
You can come in if
course,
you're
Justin.
SoCal.
You have to be down
PBDA,
here, though.
that's right. We're going to take over the PBDA hashtag.
Justin's actually a really cool kid that I talked on.
Yep, and hey, if anybody's in SoCal on a Thursday and wants to be on the show, just hit us up. We got another chair here. All right. Until next time. All right. Where's my box?
Whoops.